And this is, oh my god, I was trying to EV my Pokemon. Hello everyone, Pika Trainer here, and this is, oh my god, I was trying to EV my Pokemon, and I messed up, and I don't know what happened, and I don't know how to fix it. So, if you'll look right here, first I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to be using. I'm in Hammerlock. I'm at the center Pokemon, just the Pokemon Center in the middle. And if you don't have these already, first you're going to want to pick up the Power Bracer, Belt, Lens, Band, Anklet, and Weight. You'll want one of each of these. You can buy them from this trainer here, or I believe you can find one of each of them around the map, but I don't remember where, so I recommend you look up on the old Google or YouTube for a tutorial for how to find one of each of these items, or you can just pick them up with some BP. But either way, you're going to want those. You're also going to want to have Pokerus, which is a, it's called short for Pokemon Virus. It's a sort of status type affliction. Let me just show that right now. I believe my Pokemon has it. We're going to be working on this Copperja, and you'll see right there next to the Galar symbol, it says Pokerus. What that does is it double all EVs or effort values gained from battling. So if you look also on the Showdown tab that I have open right next to the Switch Capture, you'll see I have this blank Copperja and I have this sort of EV spread for the Copperja. So that's sort of the first thing. Also, if you messed up, I'm guessing you have a place you want to go. If you don't, I have another video on my channel that talks about how I come up with my EV spreads. This one's a bit more basic, just to sort of get the point across. But now that you know sort of the items that you need, let's get into it a bit. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to know your Pokemon's IVs. So I have unlocked the IV checker. You can do that by defeating Leon in the Battle Tower after you've beat the main story of the game. And then if you hit the plus symbol on your Joy-Con or Pro Controller, whatever it is, you'll eventually come to see the IVs. And so now I can go over into my blank slate sort of Copperja. I'm going to put in the level. This one is at level 90. I'm going to put in the nature, which I could mint this if I wanted. I'm not going to worry too much about it because I don't plan on using this Pokemon. But if you did, you could use a mint or whatever. Make sure that the nature also matched, just to sort of help things go along. But for the video's purposes, I'm just going to worry about everything else. So this is a lonely nature, I know, because it is plus attack minus defense. So I'm going to put that in. I actually think I will change it. Nah, I'm not going to. I'm lazy. So now that I've matched the level and the nature, the next thing I want to do, I want to match the IVs. Now for a Copperja, you'll notice I don't have any investment in special attack. So since that is the attack or the IV that's pretty good, I'm not going to worry too much about that for now. At least in the final spread, because I don't need to know what that IV is. I will know if it has EVs, just based off of, I'll check just to make sure, because I'll have to do some resetting. I'm going to be doing this without the DLC, so you don't need to do anything that you don't need the DLC to do anything that I'm doing. I also can see Fantastic means I have 30 attack IV. So the next thing I'm going to do is I can go over to its stats. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to use these sliders now that I've worked on the IVs, and I'm going to make the IVs plus the EVs match the stats. So I can just pull this up. Nice. I have full HP, 302 attack stat. And so note, these are all approximate. I can have, this could be 41. So if I just type in 41, I type in 42, I type in 43, that doesn't actually change what the stat is over here. It's 44. No, even 44 doesn't. 45, nope. So it could be any of those numbers. I don't actually know, but I will figure those out. For this I won't, because in the end I'm going to be going full attack, but who knows? So I also have some defense investment. And again, like I said, I'm just going to make these match. And then I'm going to figure out what I need to do to get to my end spread afterward. So 170. So I might actually not have any special attack investment. That looks about right for actually no special attack investment. I will still use a berry just in case because you never know. But looks like I have some special defense. Oh, it just super jumped. And lastly, 104. So it looks like this Pokemon's not fully EV trained. I am going to look and just see. It is fully EV trained, actually. So, because, see that little center bit is blue, that means I know this Pokemon is fully EV trained. Even though I didn't need all of those EVs to get to these stats. So I'm actually not going to worry, and you can sort of see where they are as well. It looks like I do actually have some special attack investment. So I'm probably all right, closer to here, and then the last 12 don't particularly matter. So the main thing is I have all of these EVs all over the place, and let's say you were doing, and now I'm going to find a way to get from there to here. Let's actually make this spread a bit more interesting. No, I'll leave it. All right. So how do we do that, right? How do we actually fix a spread that's gone wrong? Well, there are these wonderful items, these wonderful berries you can get. I don't remember the names of each of them, but the berries will tell you. I know one of them is Hondu Berry. It makes it more friendly, but lowers the special attack. Those are the special attack EVs. Greppa lowers its special defense EVs. Kelpsy lowers the attack. And there's one for each stat. Pomeg, Qualot, and then Tomato berries. I believe that was all of them. If I forgot one, you can either look it up or just scroll through. I'm sure you have one. And you can find those just by wandering around the wild area. You can look up on Cerebi. There are certain trees or in the Isle of Armor that will just drop these berries. They're really annoying to get in this gen. I don't really know why they did that. But these are what we're going to use. So, the first thing you'll notice is the first thing you'll notice, I don't have any speed on this set. So I'm going to use 8 tomato berries. If I hit down, it actually went all the way up. So, it went to all of them. Sometimes if you do that, it'll stop at, I guess if you have max friendliness. If you have max friendliness, which I clearly don't, it will show you the max for the max number of EVs that you have. Just a fun fact. But I know from looking at the stats and the nature that I have around 76 EVs. So I'm going to use 8 of them. And then if I use another one, oh, it says I used it again. So that automatically lets me know I had at least 81 EVs in that stat. It says its speed fell. Now if I use another one, it says it became more friendly. Its speed base points can't go lower. So that is my clue that this is now 0. I now know for sure I have 0 EVs in speed. Awesome. So now I'm just going to go to the next one. For special attack, I believe it's Greppa. Or Hondu. It is Hondu. I know I have around 20. I believe I have around 20. So I'm just going to use 2. Its special attack base points fell. I'll use another one. Its base points fell. So I actually had more than that. Wow. I'll use a 4th one. And they can't go lower. Alright, awesome. So now I know this is 0. And I can do this. I'm going to go to defense now. That might be Greppa. Special defense. I actually, for this spread, because I want to have those special defense EVs, and it's more than what I was going for, I'm actually going to leave it. Maybe I will make this spread more interesting, just for the sake of the video. So I'm going to do, I'll take a little bit out of attack and give it some HP. How about that? Let's add some. Let's make this more interesting. just to match the IVs a little bit better. There we go. Awesome. So now, this is actually fine. Because we could always add more EVs. It's not a big deal to go all the way down, especially if it's something like a 4. We're not too worried about that. For defense as well. So now I can actually put this up to level 90. And I can check if I go down to 19, do I lose a point? 160, 161. Okay, so if I had 19, I know that 20 is the minimum number of EVs to have this defense stat at this level. So I know I have approximately 80 there. And I actually will need to change the nature. That's okay. Do I have a mint? We're gonna go on a trip, guys. But that's fine. Before I do that, I know I have around 80. So since I know I want to end up with about 20, what I can do is, let's just find the one for defense. Here we go, Qualot. And I'm going to use 6 of them. Because I know that's going to end up with me being around 20. I'm going to be somewhere in that range. Let's go get a mint. Can't take a flying taxi. Oh well. Turn off autosave. And we're gonna fly. So if you already have the right nature, obviously you don't need to mint your Pokemon, but because I don't already have it at an adamant nature, I will need to do that. You can buy mints from this person here. Awesome. Side note, mints don't actually change the nature of the Pokemon, they just change the stats. So my Copperajah will always be Lonely Nature for the effect of like berries and such. But for purposes of the video, I'm now Adamant, which is exactly the same nature as what I have over here. And now, if I go in and look at the stats, you'll see I have 161 defense, which means I have over 20. I don't know how many over 20, because again, this could be 24. Actually, it can't be 24. But it could be 23. It could be 22. It could be 21. It could be any of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one more of those berries to lower my defense again. So now it's in the 10s somewhere. And then the next thing I can do, you can either battle wild Pokemon. I actually think I will do this with... I think I'll battle at least one thing. Because I know again, I can check my stats. And I can look at the minimum and maximum possible to make this work. I have 158. Which means I have between 4 and 11. So I have anywhere in that range. But I know I had over 20, so I'm pretty sure that means I have like 11. Since I previously had over 20 or 21, and now I know I have less than 12. So very good. And these are approximately the EVs that I'm working with. Going back to this set that I want to get to, I want to end at 12 HP. Now if a way to know that, again, I have 252 is, see that sparkling above the HP? That means it's maxed out. And, I mean, I know from the end stat, because if I had 251, my HP would be 403. So I know that I actually have 252. And lucky for this case, it already ends in a 2. And if you haven't caught on by now, just like vitamins increase EVs by 10, the berries decrease by 10. So I'm going to use this Pomeg berry. I'm going to need 10 is 100. 20 is 200. So I can just go ahead and do that. You can count and do all them all if you want, but now I'm down to 52. And then I'm going to use another 4. And you'll notice its HP fell to 350. Which is exactly what it's supposed to be. And there we go. HP is done. Next, I'm actually not going to use a power item yet, because I'm going to try and fix that defense stat. So to fix the defense stat, I have a few mons memorized. You can look this up as well on Cerebi, Bulbapedia, Pokemon DB, wherever you want to look for Pokemon that give you defense EVs by battling. You can also use wings. I probably will use a few, so I'll show both of those things. But you don't just want to use the vitamins, because then you're just going up and down by 10. And as I mentioned near the beginning, I could literally be anywhere in the middle, and I don't know. And this is one bridge where you can actually find those, or feathers, wings, whatever they are. You can find them. This is one place you can get them. They spawn about every day, and you can just get like 3 or 4 of them. There we go. Awesome. This grass, Noctowl give 2 HP EVs, Sudowoodo give 2 defense. And because my Pokemon has Pokerus, that 2 is going to double to be 4. Power items each give 8 in their respective stat. So if I was holding, say, the power weight, which gives HP, I would gain 8 HP plus 2 defense times 2 from the Pokerus. So I'd actually gain 16 and 4. I should have healed myself up beforehand, but that's okay. Now that I've KO'd this Sudowoodo, I'm going to add 4. So I'm just going to pretend that I have 10. Now that's 14. And again, I know that I had less than 12. So I know that I'm somewhere in this range. I can battle another one. And just checking again, I need to get to 20, remember? Flare Blitz is fine. They always have Sturdy. I don't know why they always have to have Sturdy. If only they didn't. Or if only I had power points for all my moves. Wouldn't that be great? Alright, so now I know I'm approximately around 18. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get those feathers that I was talking about. So they're in the other item slot. I can organize by type. Scroll down a little bit, and they're right here. So resist feathers for defense. I'm going to use 1 because I don't know where I was in there. If I'm still at, and now look, I'm at 161 now. If I hadn't used that feather, because I know that I had fewer than 12, which meant I was at 19 or 8, like around that range, I know I'm exactly at 20. Also, side note, if you are 1 off or 2 off, a Pokemon can actually take 510 EVs, even though if I just make a random Copraja, another one, and I look down here, it says remaining 508. That's because 508 is the maximum number of usable EVs you can have in a spread. But a Pokemon can hold up to 510. So even if I'm 1 off here with the defense and HP, which we know we're not on the HP. We know that it's fine. So now the next thing I'm going to do, if I look over here, I'm pretty close to the speed. I only need 4 speed. So because I only need 4 speed, now I'm going to start giving it the held item. So I'm maxing out special defense. Because I'm maxing out special defense, and you can do that, if you're maxing out a stat, you can use vitamins if you want. But for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to. I like to organize by name since I know their power item. And I'm just going to give it the one for special defense, so that I can sort of multitask here. And because I'm maxing it out, again, I don't need to keep as close track, because I can just look for those sparkles. And I happen to know, if I fly over here, that Gossifleur give 1 special defense point. And I can also find Zigzagoon, which give 1 speed point. So I just found a Gossifleur first. This is fine. And if you want to keep really close track, you can absolutely do that and sort of like add 18, see if it matches up. There's also a Pokemon Center nearby, which I could have healed at. So I'll probably do that. But I can also... So here, I got 8 plus 1 for the Gossifleur times 2 is 18 EVs. So if I'm going to just add 18, I think that I would have... I'd be at 46 right now. I think after I find 2 Zigzagoon... Well, I can't find any Zigzagoon. There's one. Hello? Alright. After this Zigzagoon, I get 1 for the Zigzagoon times 2 is 2 speed, and then now I only get 16 because I'm only getting special defense from the Power Wing. And that would put me at... And again, this is a guess. A lot of times when I do this, if I'm maxing out the stat, I'll just immediately max it out because I know that I'm going to keep going until it's maxed out. But I believed I was at 46 plus 16 would be 62. And again, I can go look. Am I actually at 62 approximately? I have 170. So far this looks right. So far this looks to be right because it hasn't done anything that would suggest otherwise from the close enough guesses that I made at the very beginning. And again, if you need to do something exact, you're going to do what I did exactly for the defense. You're going to keep track until you get very close, and then you can battle for either 1 or 2 EVs. So like what I'm doing for the speed, where you don't have the power weight adding on to it, or you can use the feathers like I did at the very end, going either 1 at a time or 2 at a time. If I know that I have an even number of EVs, for example, I know that I'm at 80 or I know that I'm at 20, then I'll typically use the feathers, or I'll do them in 2s, because like, let's say you've been battling, for example, this is the reason it would happen, and you have Pokerus, but you forgot how many Pokemon you'd battled. If you have Pokerus, it's impossible for you to have an odd number of EVs in that stat because every time it's doubled. So every single time you're always ending up with an even number. And then you can do the feathers in 2s because you know that you didn't get an odd number of EVs. And so I should have all my PP back. Awesome. And you keep battling. I'm going to keep going until this gets completely maxed out. And then after this is maxed out, once I've gotten this maxed out, so for purposes of this video, now that you've sort of seen this part of the process, I'm just gonna go over, I believe it's zinc for special defense. So I can use however many zinc, however you want to get your zinc. I'm not quite maxed out, so I guess there's a few more to do. But I'll just battle a few more of these. And then after I'm done with this, I can just max out my attack. And I'll be all set. I'll be done. I'm not going to bottle cap this Pokemon, but it should match. Or at the very least, you'll see that pretty much everything matches. All right. Did I do it yet? Is it maxed? Not quite. So now I can also keep track. I know I'm around 209, so I'm around here, which means I think 2 more should do it. 2 more Gossifleur, and I should be maxed out. That's 1. I'm around 232 or 234. I'll either be 2 away or I'll be exactly maxed out. We'll see. Thanks, Gigapede. You're the best. All right. I'm gonna check. Let's find out. I am maxed out. Wonderful. So now you can see, if we take a check back in on the stats, I have 87 speed, 213 special defense, 148, 149 doesn't really matter. I guess I know my IV now exactly. 161 defense, 350 HP, and now the only stat left that is different between the ideal spread here and the actual stats is the attack. So now if I max out the attack, whether it's battling with, you can battle Machoke, you can battle a Copperjaw, Excadrill, all of those are great for battling to get attack EVs. If I switch the Power Bracer, or if you want to go ahead and buy your protein, now you can use your protein. So I know I was around 20. I'll just use all my protein. It's fine. Now I know I'm around 346. Oh, so did I actually... Yeah, so that actually did it. And now you can see it turned blue again, where it was orange in the other checks. And all of the stats match. So that is how you do it. That is how you fix a spread that was done incorrectly, whether you miscounted or you just tried to only use vitamins for a set like this where you clearly cannot just use vitamins. Like, you can't get the 4, you're not going to get the 12. Or if you just miscounted something and forgot what you did. So if you like this video, give me a like. You can subscribe. Also, I stream on Twitch. I will leave the link in the description. Twitch.tv/PikaTrainer2. I stream VGC, and I use some pretty cool stuff. So if you want to see a little bit more of me, definitely go ahead and check out all my stuff. But until then, catch you in the next one.